Hey everybody, how you doing out there? This is Uncle Steve here in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Welcome to the Monday Minutia. We are here. We're in first place. Great place to start. I want to talk about not only how good the Falcons did yesterday to win that game. I also want to bring up some real talk about the quarterback position in the NFL. And believe it or not, it's not just Desmond that's suffering this year. Let's talk about it.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Man, that was ugly at the end. Welcome to a Monday edition. And that last note did hey too loud. Welcome to the Monday Minutia here in Uncle Steve's Lounge. I hope everyone's doing well on this Monday. And if you're a Falcon fan, you should be feeling ecstatic for a couple of reasons. One, this is the first time we won in November. And two, we are in first place. And you know that little annoying playoff picture thing that comes on every time on all the channels, and everyone talks about the Atlanta Falcons are firmly put over there in the division leaders with, yes, albeit a 5-6 record, but guess what? That'll still get us in. At this point, I'm not gonna act like that doesn't excite me. The opportunity to play in preseason, I'm down with it. Hopefully, you are too. As you're coming into the stream, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on YouTube, we appreciate you watching either way. Please hit the like button for us. That gets this thing out there a little bit. You all have been doing a fantastic job. Those of you who've been hanging in with me for a long time, I appreciate it. Tell your friends, man. If y'all have Falcon friends that you know, just won the game yesterday, got some people you want to talk to and say, you know what? This guy on YouTube, Uncle Steve's Lounge, y'all go press that like button for him, or better yet, subscribe to the channel. Give them some love over there because we talk Falcons football. We try to keep things as light as we can. We're going to talk about what happened now. We're not going to shy away. It's not all rainbows and lollipops over here. We're going to tell it like it is when it comes to how our Falcons are playing. But at the same time, there is real talk here in Uncle Steve's Lounge. I appreciate everyone joining us. Going to have a couple of things that we're going to talk about tonight. Obviously, if there's any residual talk from the Falcons Saints, very solid win for the Falcons yesterday. They should have beat them down a little more than that, but that's fine. Anytime your team has an opportunity to kneel down and end the game and run out of clock is a great thing, especially for the Atlanta Falcons, who have been in too many last-second situations lately. So this works out perfect for them. Hopefully, this is a trend. I heard Arthur Smith talk about stacking wins. That's the next goal. Let's move on to the New York Jets and see what they have for us. But what I want to talk about today, and I want to make it clear. I've talked about this all season long. I talked about it in preseason, and I know some people, you talk about this all the time. Well, then go to another channel. That's fine. We're going to talk about things relevant to the team. And there has been a lot of talk, even after wins, about how well our quarterback is doing, Desmond Ritter. Desmond just got back and returned from his, I don't know, medical benching or however you want to call it. And he did an okay job of bringing the team back into the win column, albeit the defense had a lot to do with that when you don't allow a team to score a touchdown. But I started thinking about this, and I really want to be fair to Desmond Ritter. I do. There's nothing personal against him as a guy or whatever, but I wanted to be fair to him. So I started thinking about it. In fairness to Desmond, is there really any great quarterback play in 2023? And one of the reasons I asked, I heard, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard the conversation that Tom Brady had a couple of, maybe about a week or so ago, when he was talking about the coaching is mediocre and they're not teaching uh, the players how to play and all this, blah, blah, blah. And when he came out with that, the very first thing I thought when I said to myself, okay, number 12, you're the reason why there's mediocre play in the NFL. They changed the rules for him on a couple of occasions. They changed the way quarterbacks are hit the year he went down for the season. So I find it ironic that of all people, Tom Brady complains about mediocre play. He literally just left. It's not like, stuff was elite 3 years ago. Now, granted, you had a better class of quarterback that was there. A lot of guys, hey, the, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Roethlisberger, Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers, those guys leave, and there is going to be quite a change. But I really wanted to go down this list and real quick before I get to the chat and talk about really, are there great quarterbacks right now in 2023? And I think the answer is no. And the only guys that I say when you talk about quarterback play, and I'm not talking about a 2-game stretch, I'm not talking about, but consistently, even with a one bad game, can come back and still play a consistent brand of quarterback for a length of time. It's not many. Right now, as I'm looking at the NFL roster, the teams right now in the NFL, Mahomes has to be put probably in the category by itself as the only one who's really young guy who's really won recently. But I mean, Jalen Hurts is the top of a 10-1 team. You got to put him up there. Know a lot of people don't want to hear this, but Lamar Jackson is playing one of his best seasons ever. Why we wanted him here last year? Yeah, I mean, it's not that great. And that's what I want to talk about. In fairness to Desmond, is there really any great quarterback play in 2023? And I'm not naive, y'all. I know as the guys I was talking about, we're going into a new phase of quarterbacks. Yes, it's going to take maybe a couple of years for us to discover who's going to be the next great person behind the center. But we are definitely at a crossroads. We are definitely there. Does that mean does that mean you give Desmond or anybody else a pass? No, it's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is quarterback play has deteriorated in the last few years. Now, am I encouraged from what I see from CJ Stroud, from Trevor Lawrence, from uh, before he got injured, Anthony Richardson, Brock Purdy? Am I encouraged? Absolutely. But in fairness to, the grief I give Desmond, quarterback play is not that great. And I'm still not going to sit here and act like I see what a lot of other people see in Desmond Ridder. But I want to be fair to say it's only about, I don't know if I can go past 3 quarterbacks. And I didn't mention Tua, who's having a great last couple of years, barring injury. So we're going to talk about that. We can talk about the Falcons, as we will. Talk about next week going up against the Jets defense. That is pretty tough. And then talk about quarterbacks. Is there really great quarterback play in 2023? I'm not sure it is. Let's get to the chat and see what we're talking about. And right offhand, I see a super chat in here. That's our brother Greg, as usual, represented.
Super chat. Express yourself. Super chat. Tell us what you're talking about. Super chat. Express yourself. I knew it took a Steve and a half.
Greg, we appreciate you from Greg Custom Kicks. The birthday boy supports the channel. We appreciate you, Greg, always, brother. Say, what's up, huh? We invested money on the defensive side of the ball and got positive results. Bates, let's invest money on the offensive side of the ball, and the quarterback is not rocket science. Fair. That's fair. Thank you, Greg. We appreciate you. Make sure y'all check out Greg Custom Kicks. Get you some nice shoes, custom made, last a long time. I got mine. Get yours. Greg Custom Kicks. Y'all check them out. Atlanta Skate, man, is here. What's going on, man? C Double is in the house. I saw C Double doing some things on Facebook. Y'all make sure y'all check him out on Facebook and support him as he's getting into some stuff here with Sports Talk. Y'all make sure y'all give him some love over there. Seth Thomas is in the house. What's up, Seth? Says home win versus the Saints. Somebody pinch me. It's been a while, man. 2017. G is in the house. What's going on, sir? That's Dre here. What's going on? The Coach's Corner. Y'all make sure y'all check out the Coach's Corner on YouTube. Dre is there. Say, everybody smash that like button and follow and subscribe. 24 hours later, I wish we had played all our division games in the first half because I'm still torn and want as to go. Well, we still got 6 games to play. And while yesterday we're in a good place, and I think we're in a good place because we had not won the last, we haven't had a win for a month because you include the bye week. And because we have a good feeling with us, and because a little bit of extra hot sauce on it, because it was the Saints, it's one of those things where you kind of say, maybe
Arthur Smith is a genius.
I don't know. He didn't mess it up that bad yesterday. Millie Mills is in the house. What's going on, sir? C Double said, let's do this, Unc. Dwayne is in the house. What's going on, sir? Good to see you here. Dexter Owens is here. He said, I was behind Ridder every time he made a bonehead play. Oh, wow. I wonder what his reaction was. The Apostle Vincent Urban is in the house. What's going on, sir? Said, that's right, Uncle Steve. We could finally do the Dirty Bird. Yes, and triple yes. We could do that Dirty Bird and feel good about it as our Saints fans had that long trip back home, or some of them hiding out here in Atlanta. They can't go to work today. I know I go back to work tomorrow, and I'm going to give my little Saints fans a lot of drama tomorrow about that loss. Oh, man. WCG is in the house. And with excited as you are tonight, we must have cut Ridder. Oh,
I love Desmond.
no, our dreams weren't realized tonight. No, he's not good. RC Plane Builder, what's going on, man? Say Arthur Smith is
Arthur Smith is a genius.
absolutely. He saved himself from getting fired for now. Let's see if he can finish strong. We got the Jets, Kitty Cats, Yucks, Indy, Windy City, and Ainsville. Easy NFL South sweeper. Man, let me tell you something. What the only thing I say about that, and I share your optimism, but with this particular team, man, take it one game at a time. I want so bad to project past the Jets, but I'm not gonna do it. I'll talk about scenarios, but I'm not gonna pencil in wins. I can't do it. Not with this team. Not the way they, because I penciled, quite honestly, I had penciled in 2 of those last 3 as wins. For some reason, I thought Minnesota, at the time, I thought Kirk Cousins was going to be here. I thought Minnesota was going to beat us if the season started, but Barbara Ridley's in the house. What's going on? Miss Barbara says, so happy we won. First place now if we can beat the Jets. And that's the next thing we need to think about. The Jets, the Jets. Millie Mills says the RPO really is killing these quarterbacks. And that was the rumor about it when the NFL teams started using it more. And just getting that athleticism in the quarterback position, folks. It's not just a couple of crazy fans out there that's longing for athletic quarterbacks. I'm sorry. That's the new wave in the NFL. It's going to take them some time maybe to get some of their footing together, but there are some guys that just look better than other guys. And I'm just saying.
I love Desmond.
I'm saying. I don't know. Dre says, I'm torn. I'm glad we're in the playoffs, but at the same time, I don't want to see us get dogged 60-9 by one of the top tier teams. I know I hear a lot of people say that, and it's a legitimate thought. There's just something that tells me with this Falcons team, and say what we want to say about our brother Arthur, is we really haven't gotten blown out. Honestly, since he's been here. Not blown out. Have we been handled and you knew the game was over? Yes. But we usually don't get blown out. Projecting on the playoffs today, if the season ended today, we're going up against Dallas. And while Dallas is a juggernaut in Texas, Dallas struggles on the road. See Arizona. So it's not a gimme that Dallas will play that great. Again, trying not to project too far, but I do hear your concern. Travis is in the house. What's going on, Travis? Said you played the right sound. That's how I felt too. Arthur Smith is not a genius. The what?
Arthur Smith is a genius.
Shame on you, Travis. Shame on you. Lisa Shepard is here. What's going on, Lisa? Said the Benz was lit yesterday. People were saying the Aints were going to take over. They didn't. And you know what, Lisa? I'm not going to lie to you. I'm surprised. Give the Atlanta fan base credit, and especially those who came to the game. I guess the word was put out in the underground ticket sales people not to give all these tickets to Saints fans. Because I'm telling you, the Saints fans were in the house, but they weren't as deep as they normally are. And on top of that, they weren't as loud. When the Saints scored a touchdown, yeah, you heard them, but you didn't hear them like the Minnesota fans. You didn't hear them like the Washington fans. I mean that. I was really pleasantly surprised. And at the end, and you know when I really knew? When Jesse Bates beautifully snatched that interception out of the air and ran down. Honestly, that was it for the Saints fans. That was it. Momentum locked and loaded. It never went their way after that. The Saints fans were quiet. They started leaving before the Saints made that last little drive where where the little kicker finally gave us our racetrack pizza after hitting 5 in a row. And it was beautiful to see the Saints fans leave. It was beautiful as we were watching them and seeing them over in the corner and watching them just look at their season just go down in flames. It was sad.
Okay.
I felt for him. So, you know. Dexter says we invested in defense, but we can't find a pass rush for nothing. Every quarterback, even teams with missing O-linemen, still have time in the pocket. Money well spent on Jesse Bates. And I'm trying to think who I was talking to. I'm gonna tell you what, man. Bud Dupree. If sacks were based on how quick you got to the quarterback, Bud Dupree would be an all-pro. But if they were based on you just missing them every time, then it would be a problem. Bud Dupree gets there quicker than anybody. Watch the plays all the time. But it's like right when he gets at the quarterback, for some unbeknownst reason, he can never finish the deal. Same thing yesterday. The game was going to be over if he was 1 inch from getting caught. And it's every time. Same thing with Kyler Murray. Same thing with Dobbs. He gets there, but just can't get it. Barbara Steele says Desmond and Arthur Smith need to go. I love Desmond. And I think listen, I'm not here to disagree. Listen, folks. You want to win in the NFL, you got to have a defense, you got to have a quarterback. And as much as I love that pass that Desmond threw to Bijan, that was awesome. He looked off the safety. Bijan went around, burned old boy as he should have. And Desmond put it where he's supposed to with pressure in his face. I'm giving credit where credit is due. Not going to talk about anybody I give fair critique, but I'm also going to give you your flowers if I feel like you get that was a great play. And then I also listened today. I listened to former football players today on the radio, 790 The Zone, not 790 The Zone. No way, I'm going way back. 680 The Fan and 92.9 The Game. Every football player on both of those channels all said the first interception was more on Bijan Robinson / Jonnu Smith for how they kind of muddled things up and how that play was supposed to be. And every single one were on the same page. Bijan should have flattened out the route. Jonnu should have took his player out a little more. Of course, on the stats, we're going to see Desmond threw the interception. So, look, as fans, some of us are not going to try to dive into all of the playbook. I get that. I don't do it all the time. But at the same time, it's also fair to say we just seen Desmond do it so many times, we're going to say Desmond threw another interception. So I give some of those guys credit for coming to his defense. Now, all of those guys that talked about that today, they also said that second interception should not have been thrown. Matter of fact, even go look at Tyru, the Honey Badger, Matthew. He even said, I don't know why he threw that second one. I thought that was kind of funny. Marina says, as bad as I want Arthur Smith out, I want nothing more than to keep Frank Reich away from being our Nets head coach. Please, football gods, no, nah. Frank Reich should have never gotten that job. I think Frank Reich, next place you'll see him is either on one of the TV shows or something like that. He's not going to coach again. Millie says, come to think about it, it's not even an RPO. It might actually be mobile quarterbacks in general. Yes, that's true. Jimmy Wayne, what's going on, sir? Outside of Stroud, no quarterback is playing great every week. Stroud almost came back yesterday. Millie said it never clicked for Vic until he got with a coach that actually know how to help a quarterback. So maybe some of these young coaches just don't know how. That's why they come into the league only using the RPO. And I heard somebody say something yesterday as well when you start talking about drafting quarterbacks and bringing them into your system as opposed to trying to find the strengths of the quarterback you have and amplifying that to make them comfortable. CJ Stroud, they made it clear. They're making him feel comfortable with what he wants to do. And this is where it goes back to the little third round pick stuff, y'all. As a third round pick, your leverage is probably not as great as a first rounder. Do you think actually a third round pick is going to have a say in how, make this comfortable for me, Arthur? No. Arthur's going to say, you do it A, B, C, D, or you don't play. And that's, I just, in my heart of hearts, think that's the situation with Desmond. I don't think Desmond has a choice. He has to play within the constraints of what Arthur Smith tells him. And sometimes that's good. And most time we see this bad. Demetrius, what's going on, sir? Good to see you in the house. Chris Rogers said, just run the damn ball. Last year was fun to watch because you knew you were only going to go so far, but they played with this old school mentality, and it seems like Smith is going away from the, I don't know what you're about to say on that, but yes, there were times yesterday where I felt like it hit him in the middle of the game.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
He had an epiphany. He said, if these guys are running over this New Orleans Saints defense, how about I just not let Dez throw as much and let these guys run the ball? And I mean, I said it yesterday in the show. Every time they touch the ball, except for that ridiculous fourth down call, the Falcons fell into 4 or 5 yards every carry. I know the number's 228 yards, 5.6 yards a carry yesterday. So it's kind of simple. Scrap whatever you thought you had to do and run the ball, like my man Chris says. Just run the ball. Simple. Matt Town Dirty in the house. What's going on, Matt Town? How you doing, sir? Eric Parker is here. He says Buffalo is the Dallas Cowboys of the AFC. Josh Allen and Dak are similar to me. Great season team, but no playoff team. That's actually a very good point. They'll get you there. It's just a matter of what they do. And remember, a couple of years ago, Buffalo was the belle of the ball. Everybody picked Buffalo last year. Everybody. Including me. And Tavius is in the house. What's going on? Tavius, I think I saw that this was, you went to the game. It was your birthday game. Hope you enjoyed that. Antonio, what's going on, sir? Rise up, shawty. Atlanta Falcons life is here. What's going on, man? Said this a week ago. Check Dez numbers against Allen, Lawrence, and so many others. And yes, that includes turnover. Dez is in the same range as these guys. Numbers don't lie. They all could be better. Very good point. Good point. And again, I bet you if you go to each one of those teams, and I did something that I always do when the Saints lose today. I went to WWL, which is the flagship station for the New Orleans Saints, and I listened to their commentary yesterday after the game when I was going home. And man, you would have thought Derek Carr was Logan Woodside. I mean, they were ripping him left, right, left, right. And I'll be willing to bet you if you go on the opposite side of every team that plays after a loss, the quarterbacks get hung out to dry. And that's just the nature of the beast. That's why I say I really don't think quarterback play, being fair, is that great this year, which includes Desmond. Now, again, this is not the excuse. No. I'm not giving them an excuse. Desmond still needs to be better. So I hear you when you say check the numbers and the turnovers. That's not going to make me feel any better that Josh Allen has as many turnovers or Lawrence have as many turnovers. No, that means all of them need to play better. I don't do the comparison game. I do the what is going on now game. And the what's going on now game is Desmond is not as consistent. I was so ready to give Desmond full credit until that very last drive going into halftime, because that's crucial. You needed those points. You go into the half, you get 3 or 7, and you get the ball first. Do you know how much of an emotional gut punch that is to the opposition if you did that? So from my my particular thing, it's just I don't. I think I just want us to be honest about quarterback play. Yes, Dez is not the greatest, but a lot of quarterbacks aren't playing that great. And let's face it, y'all, when you lose 3 in a row, it makes it look worse. So thank goodness Dez got out of that funk. I love Desmond. And let's hope he can do it again. CFN, get them gutter. Said drop that link on so I can jump in and talk some stuff. Man, I was going to do that today, but I'm going to hold tight on that. Usually on the Minutia, I kind of just roll with it for a little bit. Plus, I want everybody after we're finished to make sure you check out my guys out of your Falcon mind. They're going to be coming on later on. So I want to make sure I spread out the love to the other guys who are doing other things today. So I'm gonna hold it tight, brother. But we'll have plenty of time for the link to be dropped. And Tavia says it was an amazing experience, biggest event I attended with a W. Shout out to my little brother for a birthday gift. Yes, I saw that post yesterday, man. You got a good little brother, man. Got a good little brother. Jonathan Freeman is in the house and let's go run the freaking ball. That's what he's supposed to do, man. Run the ball. Hucklebuck is in the house. What's going on, man? Said I would take your statement about quarterback play into the coaching arena. I don't think coaching has been stellar either across the board, college and pros. Just a thought. No, you have a great thought. You're absolutely right. I don't think coaching. Now I'll say this, Hucklebuck. The NFLPA has unfortunately made it hard to have that old school feel to football. Now, there are a lot of players that probably say they love the way that things are, and that's fine. They can't practice as much as they used to. They don't have two-a-days. There are days specifically they cannot have pads. They've cut the preseason from 4 games to 3 games. So many things that they're putting in there. And let's also not ignore the fact that the concussion situation over the last couple of years has played a part in this too. They don't want these guys hitting each other as much as they have been in preseason and things like that. So it's an oxymoron. It's almost like we complain about the play on the field, but yet, and I'm talking about for the NFL players, they complain about the quality on the field, but yet they can't practice, they can't touch anybody, they can't do this. It's a different world, man. And as long as the NFL is making money and fans like you and I are talking about it, going to the game, buying the merch, doing all of those things, the NFL is going to say, psh, playing fantasy football, betting on games legally now, all that stuff. NFL is like, they're going to come watch it anyway. Fans can complain about all they want to. They're going to watch it. We all complaining about Desmond Ritter. We were all watching the game Sunday. It is what it is. Lady T, how you doing, ma'am? She said, do you think Ritter is a keeper? If you ask me that question today, my honest answer would be not as a starting quarterback. I would love to keep him on the bench, but not as a starting quarterback right now. I think he's a very average quarterback who is capable of doing some things, but I just don't know if I have. Defenses don't fear quarterbacks with limited skills. And when they don't fear you, it kind of makes the defensive plan that much better. New Orleans just ran into a point where yesterday they knew the Falcons were going to run, but they just couldn't stop it. That's real jacked up. Francis, how you doing? Hey, Uncle Steve, I hope Ritter can do it again next week. That makes two of us. I hope he can too. Brian Peoples is in the house. What's going on, Brian? Good to see you, brother. Travis says, I'm happy about the win, but people got to stop being content because we won. Never be satisfied because Philly and San Francisco are not coming home. I can't trust Ritter against those teams. Fair point. Fair point. Brian says, we are numero uno. Let's take it a game at a time, though. I agree with you, brother. Game at a time. As y'all coming in to the chat, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, especially on YouTube. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed on YouTube. Coming close to 1,330, something like that, which is awesome if you guys knew where I started at the beginning of last year. So I appreciate it. Make sure, again, share the video. Like the video on Facebook as well. If you're on Facebook and you're watching, like what you hear, please put a check on there for me. Share the video. Clayton Murray, what's going on, man? Said, love the W leading the division, but hate to be a party pooper. But we faced the Aints without Michael Thomas and half of Olaf. But the defense held strong with no touchdowns allowed. Also, Arthur Smith's play calling still in the hot seat.
Arthur Smith is a genius.
At this moment, for me, he need to win the Super Bowl. Clayton said he don't need to make the playoffs. He don't need to go to the championship. He got to win the Super Bowl in order to be stick around. If you saw the little, I know there's a little circulating thing. I'm trying to think, was that on AtlantaFalcons.com where Terry Fontenot is waiting in the tunnel and they share this big fist pump and this big body pump and bro hug and everything. If he make it to the playoffs, Clayton, I hate to tell you, brother, I think he's gonna be here. Seth Thomas says third string QBs. Absolutely. WCG says, what's wrong with the quarterback play in NFL is Burrows is hurt, and a lot of sorry offensive coordinators in the NFL, like the ones the Bills have, handcuffing Allen. It is kind of interesting to see. Josh Allen is a very good quarterback. You know why we know? Because we've seen it the 3 years prior to this one. So it's not like all of a sudden he got horrible. There is something to say about the OCs. Now, I think we're just quick. I think we're in a microwave type situation in the NFL and all the sports. I think we throw somebody in there, we thrust them into the position, and we just think automatically they're gonna just hit the switch and things go their way. And it doesn't happen with all of them. Now, in some instances, it does happen. Look at Baltimore. If you'd be a fool if you're not sitting there watching Lamar Jackson and says, "Yo, he's doing some better things." Todd Monken came from Georgia and is helping him out. Say what we want to say about our guy Kyle Shanahan, who people think is the Antichrist, I guess. But Kyle Shanahan knows how to coach offense. And whether it's Garoppolo, Purdy, or whoever, he has whatever plan it is to make that quarterback better. Plain and simple. Larry from the Dixon Way is in the house. What's going on, my brother? And tomorrow, yes, he put it on there and said, can't wait for tomorrow. Dixon Way and Uncle Steve's Lounge at 1 o'clock. We won, but we are a good team, like Tidy asked. Yeah, I'll be on the Dixon Way tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So make sure you guys, if you already haven't, I'm sure you are, subscribe to the Dixon Way on YouTube. We'll be over there at 1 o'clock talking about things. So that would be good to get up with Larry and have a good conversation with him over there. Look forward to it, man. Look forward to it, brother. Can't wait to see it. Jimmy Wayne says, if Arthur takes the points when available, y'all, we actually have a good chance every week. We have a top 10 defense and serviceable offense. Why not us? I don't like that serviceable part. You're telling the truth, but we could be so much more than serviceable. That's my problem. Coach Corner says we haven't been blown out because we have played bottom tier teams and we still struggle in almost all of them. Can't deny that, Pat. Antoine Wartime TV says, love your Falcon content. I just subscribed. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, man. Again, appreciate the love. Appreciate folks subscribing. Tell a friend. Jabrig, what's going on? Said, rise up, Unc. How first place in the NFC South feeling? It feels good. Yeah. Feels real good. Bags is in the house. What's going on, Unc? What's good, fam? What I missed? Atlanta first place. It feels good. I didn't even see that. But Bags in the house, too. He said it feels good. Oh, man. Lady T says that would be a good game. Dallas versus Atlanta. Very competitive. That's what it would be right now. Oh, man. Lady T said they didn't score any touchdown. No touchdowns whatsoever. Love it. Atlanta Dog says that's because they didn't score a touchdown. Seth says, got to jam those Jets receivers at the line and throw it in a DT package. Yeah, the Jets are going to form a problem for us on look. Even the Jets, I think after a while, the one thing I think Arthur is going to do, he's going to run the ball. And he's going to try to wear them big boys out. And if we can do that, sprinkle in a smidge of Ridley, I'm looking at the forecast for that game. It's going to be cold and it's supposed to be raining. 49 degrees the high and raining on Sunday up in New Jersey. So you got to run the ball, man. Barbara says, I was so shocked to the amount of Saints fans. Some left early. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They knew better. John says, you mean field goal. They didn't score one touchdown. Shutout. Did I say that? Or is that somebody in the chat? If I said that, I apologize because I know they just scored a touchdown yesterday. Christy, how you doing? Said much love from South Mississippi. The Aints are quiet here. They left the sports bar. I watched the game early. Christy, I hope you enjoy every single minute of that. As those folks were traveling I-10, headed back home, real quiet. Thought they were gonna have a party here. Lady T said, enjoy it while y'all can, Falcons. Oh, Lady T, talk about us. Oh, Lady T, you know you want this right here on our shoulder. We feel your pain. It's okay. Drew Brees not coming back. No, Sean Payton gone. Sean Payton all gone. Yeah. Larry says, when the Saints go marching out, when those Saints go marching out, I want to be in the bins when the Saints go marching out. Absolutely. Jabir says, I enjoy bathing in New Orleans Thanks. Tears. Antonio says Saints fans were leaving at halftime. Rise up, shotty. Yes, they were. David's in the house. David says, I want us to make the playoffs. That means next year we play a first place schedule. I want to see the excuses Ritter apologists come up with when he turns the ball over, even at a worse rate.
I love Desmond.
And I'm telling you, David, that's why I'm trying to implore with our fan base to say, listen, I'm not telling everybody that because of one win, he's arrived. Did he do a couple of good things? Yes, the runs were great. The pass to Bijan was awesome. Folks, you can't turn the ball over. I don't care a lot of times if you say the route was run or whatever. When you lead the league in combined turnovers or close to it, I don't know the exact stat this week, you're going to get some criticism. So you got to hang with it. Matt Town Dirty said, who had the best pick six, Bates or Debo against the Aints? Ooh. In both of those situations, neither Falcon team was expected to win. But I tell you what, and I'll be honest with you, I think that the Debo interception against Breeze was a little bit more because it was in New Orleans and it was so unexpected. We were blowing up. We were already up 10 points, I think, right when that interception happened. So for that to be the icing on the cake with an assist from Brian Poole, who tipped the ball, and that just made my day. Henry's in the house. What's up, Henry? Say happy Monday, Uncle Steve and Falcons Nation. Hope all of you had a safe and great Thanksgiving weekend. You too, man. I hope you did as well, sir. Billy Bill says, I love the pass Ritter threw to Drizzy in between the two defenders. That was nice. And that was important. That was a third down, if I'm not mistaken. I like that. Give him some confidence. He do. And I think Sean is talking about the one. What about the one where he threw DL open? If you're talking about, and I think that was on the last drive, that was on the touchdown drive where he threw him over on the sidelines and Drake did a little whoops move on the cornerback and got about 20-some yards. Absolutely give him credit on that throw. You're absolutely right, Sean. I don't want to not give him love where he deserves it. Jay Willingham says we should keep running the ball to stay balanced with the passing game, because especially with the three-headed monsters in the backfield. And I'm going to tell you what, man. I know a lot of the story was about CP yesterday because CP did run strong, and CP, was mixing it up with the guys on New Orleans. When they slammed him down, absolutely. Folks, my unsung hero on the offense, man, Tyler Algier has done nothing but the same stuff he was doing last year. He knows his role, and he just does it every time. I love when Ryan is like, give the ball to Tyler. I love that because Tyler Algier knows his role. He knows his role, and he has been effective. He can't get enough credit for me as somebody who was forced to take a back seat to Bijan, as he should if Bijan is a first-round pick. And I'm saying that to say, the expectation is for Bijan to do special things, which Bijan did yesterday. But Tyler has just kept on keeping on. I don't know if that's all right. But he kept it moving. Henry said, as long as the Falcons defense can remain consistent, that's a great sign. 0 touchdowns, Henry. I would probably put that in the consistent category. And Jesse Bates, again, I can't give him enough credit for those plays he made. Awesome. Jabir says, Falcons not giving Frank Wright our next coaching job. Are you high? Talking about? I think the other guy was talking about that. Rush Patterson says, can't wait to lose again in Matt Ryan era Falcon fashion of the quarterback getting 345 yards, 2 interceptions, and 2 touchdowns, and end with a 4-win season. He said that's sarcasm, just to let y'all know. I got you, brother. Jabril says, if you think Arthur Smith is trash, wait till you get a load of Frank Wright. WCG says, no offense Ritter is in is going to make him good. I thought for a long time it was a lack of arm strength. Now I know. Now absolutely no touch on the ball. I don't know why it's the truth. Billy says, I know Honey Badger still wants no smoke with CP. Dude literally be making business decisions on his own. Yeah, the little slam was unnecessary yesterday. Yeah. CP is a big dude, man. I've been up close with CP. I mean, he is big, man. Yeah, you don't want any parts of him. And you noticed at the end when CP was running, the Saints didn't want any part of him. There was only a couple of guys that really went at him. Atlanta Dog says if Ritter really know the playbook, he should check out those garbage plays Smith called it. Ding, ding, ding.
Arthur Smith is a genius.
This is true. Zoe, what's going on? I said, good thing the Saints play the Lions. The Lions are going to want to get a W back too. That's true. I hope they play as well against the Saints as they played against us. That's for sure. Cause they kind of surprised me in that Green Bay game. Green Bay ran up and down the field on them. Barbara says, shout out to the O-line. No sacks on Ritter. He had time to throw despite the 2 interceptions. Plus, finally, the run game is being used properly with our 3-headed monster. That was the plan all along, Barbara. Hope finally we'll get it done. Millie says, Josh Allen on the cover of Madden. So he got, the Madden jinx. Sterling Wood says, Dez has got to be better in the red zone. We lost 7 points. Agreed. We've talked about that a lot. Larry says, Arthur Smith caught the Holy Ghost in the middle of the game and saw the light running the ball. Cue the sound. Absolutely. Consumer Favorite says Justin Field is about to play. Okay. Good job. I guess if y'all want to watch Justin, knock yourself out. C Double says we have to focus on the Jets right now. That defense is for real. Man, you said a mouthful. They are really big time. Oh, Gator, what's going on? Augusta Gator, how you doing? Said we should have won by 16. Gus, I disagree with you, brother. We should have won by 20, 21, 20 something. But I share the spirit of what you're saying. You're absolutely right. We absolutely should have won by a lot. Zoe says Carr hasn't got a touchdown in 8 quarters. That's pretty bad. Winston came off the bench and got 2. And that's why I was saying Friday, I was hoping it was going to be Carr and not Winston. Call it what you want to. I'm not feeling Carr, man. Facebook user says, even though Desmond threw 2 picks, he actually played a lot more poised this game.
Yeah.
I don't know about. I've seen him play. The Houston game was his best game. He played pretty good in the 4th quarter against Green Bay. Poised. I guess I'm going to have to really kind of get your full definition of poise. I know what poise means. I'm just saying from a football standpoint. Now, if poise means being able to erase some bad decisions and come back and still play solid ball, okay, maybe I'll give you that. But okay. I got you. I'll give you a little bit of that. Okay. Jabril says, I think all fields, including domes, need to go back to grass fields. Yeah, I know the injury to the Miami guy is the big talk everybody was talking about. Sterling says the Jets will be blitzing all day. Millie says, I'm not worried about the Jets defense. Yeah, it's good, but so is our running game. Tell the Jets eat their mashes this week because we coming. Oh, man. Henry says, one game at a time. Just win, baby. Brother Karan Owens is in the house. What's going on, sir? Good to see you in the house. Glad to join us on a winning Monday here. Facebook user says, I agree with Clayton Murphy. WCG says, Clayton, you're right on the Saints. They had Olaf and Crickets for wide receivers. Here's my problem. Here's my thing, though, and I want everybody to be clear. This is the end of the season. There is no team feeling sorry for any team with injuries. Nobody feels sorry that Grady Jarrett isn't out there playing. I didn't see any flowers or sympathy cards or anything like that for him not being there. So come on now. Don't y'all get too If they got receivers down, so what? It is what it is. Last year we had folks down. This year we got folks down. So what? Got to go out there and play. WCG says Arthur Smith is going to need to win to keep his job and can't back into the playoffs with 6 or 7 wins. That I agree with 100%.
Arthur Smith is a genius.
Jay Willingham says, great show every time. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. And he says,
I love Desmond.
Thank you, Jay. Appreciate you, brother. Demetrius says, Sean Payton, all gone. Drew Brees not coming back. No, they're not. Keep you in the house. What's going on? Brother says, still getting over the shock of the Arizona loss. And the fans up here still talking at me about it, brother. I know you were so ready to get into their behinds. If we were, I feel for you, brother. We got your back, though. We got you. Karan says, tell Arthur Smith to not run the play again with Bijan. Both times it ended up in interceptions. It's interesting to me because I think almost like the Saints were doing with Olaf yesterday. The Saints knew Bijan was probably their number one target. Yes, and I know Drake was out there. Bijan was their number one target, it seemed like, on everything. So you got to be careful with that. So I agree with Karan on that. Yeah, just, dude, you have other people. I noticed was there a Jonnu Smith catch yesterday? I don't know if it was, but good. Stop throwing the ball to him. Mix it up. Throw it around. Everybody knows Bijan is going to be a target, especially in the red zone. Do something you haven't done, like throw the ball to Kyle Pitts. Jarvis Williams, what's going on, man? Say, Uncle Steve, I know everybody is on Ritter's head, which I do not agree with, but how come no one is having the same energy with Justin Herbert? Because 1, we're not in LA, and 2, we're here in Atlanta. In Atlanta, we haven't won since 2017. And whether it's Matt Ryan, Marcus Mariota, Mike Vick, Steve Bartkowski, or whoever quarterback in the history of whatever is going on, the Atlanta Falcons fans want to win. And whether he just started quarterback yesterday or whether he sat on the bench and finally played the last 4 games last year, didn't have any preseason because our coach said he was ready or not, fan base is not trying to hear that. It's not. And I respect that you have love for Desmond.
I love Desmond.
That's fine. I have no problem with everybody being in Desmond's corner. I like the kid. I just don't like the kid as our starting quarterback. And I'm at a point, I don't know if you see, you look like a young man. Yeah, I was your age waiting for the Falcons to win the Super Bowl too. And see what happened here? The patience level, I'm sorry, man, is just not the same. God bless you. And look, as long as Desmond wears the colors, man, dude, you're not gonna see me at the game booing him or nothing like that. I never do. As bad as Desmond has been at times, when he comes back and makes a throw like he does to Bijan, I'm right there. When he breaks away and does a 15-yard run, I'm right there. But I could care less about Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. Yes, the same Lamar Jackson I wanted here. I could care less about him. Jalen Hurts or any other quarterback in the NFL. I'm not caring if they're turning the ball over. I'm caring about what the Falcons are doing. So to answer your question specifically, that's why I don't have that energy with Justin Herbert. I could care less. I care less about the quarterback we have now. That's what I'm putting my energy into, whether it's positive or negative. But I appreciate the question. It's a good question. Seth Thomas says, Israel, Dalvin Cook, and Brees Hall running behind a rookie center. Defense E. I hope so. Brees is a beast, though. Don't. Jay Willingham says, can you play one of your songs for our victories over the Saints? I got something for you at the very end. I'm gonna put up here. So if you let me do that. Oh, Miss B in the house. What's going on? Miss B, I saw your thing yesterday after I finished. And I think you either came on or I don't know how I skipped you yesterday, but I did see you come on there. I hope you enjoyed that win. That was awesome. Awesome win yesterday. She said, why would anyone have the same energy for Justin Herbert when he plays for the Chargers, not the Falcons? That okay, so y'all were already answering that question for me. But yeah. Jarvis says it's amazing, man, that even with a win, no one is satisfied. I guess it's because he's light skinned and he has no Mike Vick. Vick didn't do anything for Atlanta. What brings entertainment? Jarvis, you are bringing the narrative from somewhere else. I wonder where. Listen to me and listen to me clear. People don't dislike Desmond Ritter as a person. Falcons fans just want to win. Nobody cares about where he came from, what his origin is, all of that. The Falcon fans deserve a winner. The Falcon fans they just want to see someone play above average quarterback ball. And here's the other thing that I want to be clear about when you go to this defense for Desmond, because all the stuff you're doing right there, that's just mumbo jumbo from other people that just bring up it's really false narratives, but that's a whole nother story. Atlanta hasn't won since 2017. We hung on to Matt Ryan way too long. It shows because Matt Ryan lasted exactly 2.5 months, and now he's in a booth. We waited a couple of years for the Falcons to get their pay together. At the end of last year, they brought in Desmond, gave him 4 games. He was anointed the quarterback this spring. Nobody came in for competition. He was told that he was the number 1 quarterback. We didn't play him in the preseason, which to me, if as a coach who knows he hasn't had experience, which is something that everybody always says, well, you got to let him develop. Well, if you're not playing him in preseason, how is he going to develop? I saw Patrick Mahomes in preseason. I saw Patrick Mahomes played in 2 games in preseason and played a half. But Desmond Ritter, who had every bit of 4 games of experience, played 8 plays in preseason. And our illustrious coach,
Arthur Smith is a genius.
said, Desmond is the guy. So take all of that, Jarvis, and extrapolate that to the season. Fans have a right to say, oh, I thought he was ready. And that's really the basis of it. It's no hate. It's no disdain towards Desmond. I actually like the kid. He talks a good game. He seems like he's gonna be a good leader, but just right now, I just don't think it. I think we had more options to get better in this position because we can crawl along all we want to and say, well, we're waiting for that pop to happen. And what if the pop doesn't happen? What if he doesn't get it? I don't know. So that's my best way to say it. Seth says Boyle got 8 sacks and 3 interceptions in 2 games. Yeah, we better take care of Boyle. We better take care of him. James Dockery, who just had a birthday recently. What's going on, brother? Rise up from Kentucky. I hope you are okay. Hope everything's okay. Aunt Kira's in the house. That's a wife alert. How you doing, wife? She said, yes, your beard was salt and pepper before Ritter arrives. As our daughter says, the pepper is now fighting for survival. Wow. The love and compassion I get from Team Johnson folks. But I love her anyway, so it's all good. Henry says, can you imagine if Okuda offered and Grant had the same intensity as Bates had this season? I would LOVE love it. Still waiting for Terrell to have a huge interception. He's balling. Now, that's the crazy thing, Henry. As good as AJ has played, AJ is just, he can't get his hands on any interceptions. I need him to do that. Ms. B said, so now black people racist against other light-skinned folks. Oh, man, that's the narrative they want, man. Jarvis says, I now understand you. I've heard so much negative against the Falcons. I'm just tired of hearing the negative. That's all. And I respect that. Again, it's cool. And I get it. And here, I'm not going to speak for anybody, but here, whether you share the same opinion as most here or anything like that, I'm not going to bounce you or ridicule you or talk about you or say you're an idiot or call you out of your names or curse you or anything like that because you have a different opinion. Brother, I respect the fact that you 10 toes down with Ritter, and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. I love Desmond. That's fine. I just want to also give you just an opinion of mine to say, yes, I feel you, but I just want better. That's all. That's all, Jarvis. And I mean that. And for real, I like people like that can come in and talk plain to plain and understand where I'm coming from. And that's cool, Jarvis. Keep rocking like you rock, man. Don't let me or anybody else's opinion change you. You keep doing what you're doing. And you're right. The negativity at times, it gets nervous. I've tried to steer away from it. That's why today it's kind of funny. I brought up and I don't know when you came in, Jarvis. I brought it up today because I said Desmond Ritter, if you look at the title that I had on here, in fairness to Desmond, is there really any great quarterback play in 2023? I don't know if you saw that, but that was really where the conversation started. So I hope you saw the title when I came in. I want to be fair. Not only is Desmond struggling, but quite honestly, maybe about 80% of the league's quarterbacks are struggling. Now, fans, we secretly don't want to say that, but it's true. 15 years ago or 10 years ago or whenever you want to say it was kind of a nice little era for quarterbacks. There were good 10 to 12 that you would have arguments about who were really good. And when I say really good, I'm talking about better than average quarterbacks to elite. That list used to run anywhere from 10 to 14. Today, elite, I only put Mahomes up there as elite, and everybody else is like above average. Joe Burrow, to me, is on the cusp, but he's got to stay healthy as well. But other than that, it's not a lot. So in defense of Desmond, that's why I, kind of open up and say, yes, I'm critical, but I also realize the rest of the league is suffering too. And in your case, even Herbert at times. Jay says, my birthday is actually, it's today. I'm sorry, man. I knew it was yesterday or the day. Look, again, as Aunt Kira showed, I forget sometimes. So, if we end up missing the playoffs or for some reason get a top 10 pick, where would you go first? And I would go pass rush. That's just me. There are so many things variables that I put in there. And not that I'm trying to jump ahead of things, right now. I still need, no matter what, we need to bring competition in here for Ritter. I'll be honest with you. If you were talking hypothetically about people in the draft, I have fallen head over heels for Jason Daniels and his skill set. I've always been a Michael Penix guy. I know he struggled this week, even though his team is undefeated. I've always liked him. So I'm right in that area right now, somewhere like that. Ms. B said the nervous folks want a dark skinned quarterback. People are hilarious. Yeah, man, let me tell you something. If the quarterback wins, I don't care. The quarterback is good, I don't care. Jarvis says, my biggest fear is that a coaching change will cause our good players to leave and we start all over again. I will say this, though, Jarvis, and you're right. You're right. I hear exactly what you're saying. Because if Arthur Smith has cultivated like a little bit of, goodwill with those players that they brought in. And if he were to leave, the Calaises of the world, who's on a 1-year contract, the Bud Duprees of the world, those guys might go with him. So I hear you on that as well. But I hear you. It's not even a but to it. It's almost like you want him to win, but then you don't want him to win.
Arthur Smith is a genius.
I think that's what it boils down to. Matt Town says, has anyone done a wellness check on the Saints fans net? Yes, we have. Matter of fact, I think, again, we got some special footage. We're going live right now to Bourbon Street. Did we go to Bourbon Street? Here we are. Bourbon Street. Listen, don't have a visual. It's something must have happened last one. Yeah. That's Bourbon Street live right now. So there's your wellness check. A1 Forever is in the house. What's going on, brother? How you doing? Y'all make sure y'all check out Chris over there at A1 Forever doing his thing. Appreciate you, brother. You are the man. Seth says, y'all remember when DQ started off the game against Minnesota with the 6 DT package to pop that? I do remember that. Oh, man. WCG says people want to at least see flashes of being great from a quarterback position. And outside of games, we have discussed we haven't seen anything. And that is a fair statement. That's a fair statement. We just want better. It's not personal for our guy. It's just we want better, y'all. We want better. Folks, I have been on here for almost an hour, 15 minutes. I said I was going to cut off at 8:15, but because the comments were going so well, I kept it going. Before you leave, please make sure you like the video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you're on Facebook, hit that like button on your way out. I appreciate everyone coming by. We got to give them a dedication.
I believe Des can fly.
Des helped us win the game yesterday.
I believe Des can touch the sky.
Here's that special.
Think about it almost every day.
Long distance dedication.
Des can do anything.
Des can fly.
I believe Des can score.
Y'all have a beautiful week.
If he doesn't fumble on the ball.
We'll see y'all Friday.
I believe Des can fly.
For the Friday brunch. Everybody take care. Be blessed.